Good evening, fellas. How y'all doing, man? Shout out to my brother, Mr. Zeke. Already hitting the cash out, man. I appreciate your sponsorship, man. Salute to you. Hashtag Men First. I want to give a shout out to the brothers of the Men First movement for sure tonight. For the simple fact that this will be my last live for probably the next month. I'll say anywhere from 3 weeks to a month. I won't be recording live. For many of you brothers know that I was going live. I've been going live more regularly now, but it was for a reason. Because I had the time. I won't have the time in the future, but the content will still be there. I will be uploading more Hard Hat Chronicles during the next few weeks. So I still will be in touch with you brothers, just not exclusively and being live. First of all, I want to give a shout out to O'Reilly, man. Salute to you, my brother. Hashtag Men First. D Flim, what's happening, bitch? With your brother? Rich Gang up in this bitch. I said I was bringing this motherfucker just for a reason. This is a salute to my wrench brothers, the wrench gang up in this bitch, man. I have a wrench just for y'all, man. Personally, salute to y'all brothers, man. D Flim always support, man. G Ballin, man. Wrench gang as well. Big Rich, salute to you, my brother. I appreciate you for coming on last night. Jared Wilson, man, what's happening with you, man? Salute to you, my brother. KB, man, what's happening with you? Zeke, man, hey, bro, Zeke, you're a big supporter, man. Let's give Zeke a round of applause for earning his motherfucking wrench. All right, Dead Shot, man. Salute to you, my brother. Hashtag Men First. TOP, you already know how we stand, man. Y'all go support TOP, man. Y'all go support his channel. When you're not able to catch me live, you can always catch him live. Real informative. Always Men First, for sure. Y'all go check him out. TOP, man, you can You can actually put your channel in the description, man, where everybody can go check you out, man. Ways Motivation, man. Salute to you, my brother. Hashtag men first. The Grid, man. What's going on with you, brother? Boris the Beast says hashtag men first. Salute to you, my brother. Jay Songs, man. What's happening with you, brother? Black Goliath. Supreme 10, man. What's going on? Black Rain. Of course, man. Hashtag men first. Salute to you, my brother. My brother Morpheus. Daniel Bell. Be Great. Salute to you, my brother. Jab, G-A-B, or J-A-B, man. Salute to you as well. Okay. So I'm going to give a couple of more shots out. I hear the cash out going, so I got to get a shout out. The brother Reggie Brown with the sponsorship, man. I appreciate you, my brother. Hashtag men first. So I go back into what I was talking about earlier, man. This will be my last live for a few weeks. I'm not going anywhere. It's just that certain elements of my time dictate that I have to be in the field, actually what we call field work. I'm doing my motherfucking thing, man. I still will be uploading, content, 10 to 15 minute videos, you know what I'm saying? So y'all can stay up to par, up to speed with what I got going on. The Hard Hat Chronicles pretty much come from that. Many of you brothers who've been rocking with me for a minute know that I got a promotion on my job. So now I have more time to actually dissect things. This is why it was so important that I got the lab back up and running. Okay. Got another one. I don't like to miss nobody. White, salute to you, my brother. Hashtag men first. I appreciate the sponsorship. So tonight, man, I'm going to dive into something that I've been kind of building up to. Many of you have been listening to the live streams. You understand where I was going with the content. And something that I wanted to talk about. Listen, I'm relatable because I am on ground zero. I am relatable to the everyday struggle of not just men, but black men. Okay? I see the same thing that you guys are seeing. We see the same things in real time. Unfortunately, many people don't talk about it. I appreciate the courage of the brother Big Rich coming up here yesterday and speaking on the platform. Unfortunately, I couldn't leave that live stream up for obvious reasons. It will be on Patreon, but I can't leave that video up because I actually got a warning about my channel because of its content. See, you have to understand, man, that these bigger platforms, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, these people are owned by corporate entities. And these people do not want their agenda to be put out there like that. They do not want to, they don't want the truth getting out there about what's really going on, man. And the attack on masculinity is real, particularly black masculinity. The truth of the matter is, man, nearly 78% of men are raised in single mother-led households. This is where the inception of your worship of the vag comes from. What's up, Willie Beeman, man? Salute you, my brother. Glad you could be up in here. I told you I got the wrench for y'all brothers. I'm serious. This is where your inception of worshiping women comes from. And this is where you feel like women are incapable of doing anything wrong. And just like we call men to task, we have to call women to task. Gloria Singer did a number on black women. Feminism did a number on black women. It did. But unfortunately, I will go back as far before then, before the first wave of feminism came on and said that your women are not your women. What you believe are your women are not your motherfucking women. From my first live stream coming back, I told you guys, if you think that I'm bullshitting, go back and reference Django, the woman that was sitting at the bar when the Mandingos was fighting. That is the woman that you're up against. This is the woman who is going to say she's strong and independent. This is the woman that's going to get these meaningless degrees and think that she is better than you. I want you to take something into account. How often do you hear Asian people complain about white supremacy? Yet they are still able to get laws passed, anti-hate crime bill legislations passed for their people. The thing is that about Asian women is because their women are on code with their men. You can say this about every race of women. They're on code with their men. It's to the point now that our women are talking about aborting all black men. All black male babies need to be aborted. You hear them talking about this divestment crap, but at the end of the day, nobody is choosing you. You're fulfilling some sort of sexual fantasy for another race of men. They're not marrying you. At the end of the day, 80%, and it's increasing, 80% of you are chronically single, yet you're still having children. You hear in these spaces how everybody wants to attribute the failure of the black community to black men. Granted, we do have to hold ourselves responsible for some of the decisions that we make, but we're always held accountable for the decisions that we make. If a man has a child, he's going to be on hook for child support. If he's an upwardly mobile brother that is out here handling his motherfucking business, bringing in a nice source of income, he's securing the bag, he's going to be on hook for upwards of 1,000 or more in child support. We had this thing where we was talking about 80% of single mothers are having children by a selected 20% of men. That was the argument last year. Since the new census come out, we've gone to realize that it's more closer to 15%. That's an interesting number. That's a very interesting number, because we have recently found out that 1.5 million black women, single mothers who have been created over the past 6 years, are by non-black men. So you want to say that you're going to divest and go to go to another race and you're going to be treated better. No, you are going to be treated the same, if not worse. You just can't take it on the chin. You just can't take accountability because for your fucking behavior. Black men call you to task about your fucking behavior, and then all of a sudden it's a problem. Unfortunately, it's all a way to deflect from what's the real issue. Black men actually worship black women. You can go on social media and you see it every damn day. Many of you are actually sleeping with the enemy. Many of you are actually slaves in your relationship. Black masculinity has been reduced to being a provider financially, nothing more. Your only value to a black female is what you can give them, what you can provide. None of the tangibles. This is why a lot of children grow up being weak and effeminate. What y'all talk about when y'all talk about, the crime rates and all this other bullshit, it's because we glorified degeneracy. Who are the nurturers of your community? We know that 80% of the people that are rearing and raising these children are women. So who glorifies degeneracy more than black women? If you want to look at the problem in the black community, look no further than your women, because those women are not your women. I've told you guys before, and I was actually, people came for me for saying this shit, talking about hating black women, but I don't talk about all black women. I am talking about the vast majority. And when you talk about the vast majority, then you basically are talking about all. The vast majority means over 50%. So we know that 80% of you are single mothers. We see you flash your meaningless degrees out here, and we actually know that many of you don't even get a job in the degree field that you major in. Your degrees are actually meaningless. But I would actually say that you do that to get closer to white zaddy and be independent. When you talk about being strong, your strength actually lies in your femininity. It takes a strong woman to nurture and raise her fucking children. It takes a strong woman to stick to her home and build her home with her man. That is a strong woman. Not because you went to a 4-year institution, I say a feminist training camp, a feminist indoctrinating training camp to make you think that you're independent. Meanwhile, other races of women are running circles around your motherfucking ass. I wonder why. When you ask a black female right now, what does she contribute to the black community? She is going to tell you nothing. We don't give a fuck about the black community. That's it. And if she doesn't give a fuck about her community, what in the hell makes you think she gives a fuck about her motherfucking children? But yet you brothers are fooled. You're hit with the bait and switch. You think that you have something that is worthy of your seeds. Class is in session today. Because like I said, this will be the last live for a few weeks. But I want to get directly into the source of the fucking problem. Many of you brothers are still out here trying to, because you hear women say that black men ain't building. Over the past 30 years, black men have busted their ass to repair their image. Over 65% of black men are now in the middle class. This is in spite of the support of their women. These women fight to have a seat at the table to their own demise. You notice many of these women who sit up here and talk about, aborting black male children, proud bed wench. You hear all this crap come from these broads, and if shit, nearly all of them are over 40. It's because they're mad. They're pissed off because they squandered their fucking youth. And now they're aged out. They're past the wall. They're postmenopausal strags who sit up here and talk and preach this rhetoric to younger generations of black females. Many people say the black community is doomed. As long as your women are not on code, you are doomed. You can raise more productive black children, sure. But at the end of the day, if you're fighting amongst your women, when there is a great divide amongst your women, your race is not going to succeed. Notice how white men who have problems with their women, they'd rather just go to Asian women. Even the starkest feminist white woman still goes home and plays the wife role to her husband when she gets home. Oh no, but not the black female. No. She doesn't need you. If you can't contribute to her program, playing her masculine role, this what we call an alpha female, you're worthless. But at the end of the day, there's no such thing as an alpha female. If these bitches were to lose whatever men have built, whatever men have created, they will lose their shit. Because unlike them, most men can live off the land. We can hunt, we can fish, we can gather wood, we can build fires, we can build tents. We can do whatever it takes to survive. If these hoes was to lose their cell phone, they would lose their mind. These women are simply benefiting off the world that a man has created. And since a man has created it and they've benefited from this, now they want absolute power. Simply because of that fucking slit in between their legs. You hoes get all these degrees, but you ain't building shit. Your net worth is still $5. You haven't contributed anything other than your ego. And your children are suffering because of it. Not just young black boys, but young black women as well, being indoctrinated with your garbage. Pull up something. I want to pull up something because, I've heard this shit entirely too goddamn much, and I'm going to touch on this because I'm tired of hearing about it. Let's go to work. Screen share. I put the audio in. No, fuck it. Screen share. Okay. Can you guys see that? Let me see if I can zoom it in some. All right, let's zoom it in. This is educational attainment of race by women. Now, I've told you guys that black women are more educated than black men. But there's a lie in between that. Black women now are saying that they out-earn black men, and we know there are 2 million more black women than black men, but they do not earn nearly what we earn. A little over half. And it doesn't have to do with the wages or anything. It's because men go out here and bust their fucking ass. Men go out here and put on steel-toed boots. Men are taking up trades, welding, truck driving. These hoes ain't doing this shit. So if you can, for any of the brothers that follow me on Instagram, if you want this information, just say, man, send me the graph, I'll send it to you. Because on this chart, it will show you that black women are not the most educated. That belongs to Asian women. And notice how the Asian community gets legislation passed so easily, because most Asian women are in code with their men. They believe in a strong family unit. That is the only way that you could survive, really. Asian women, 51.8% of Asian women have of 25 years or older have a bachelor's degree or higher. Second are white women. Asian women are killing it, 51%. White women, 33%. Look at where black women are, 23%. You still believe that you're the most educated? That is a motherfucking lie. That is the census telling you. You are the most enrolled. You are have the most student loan debt. Because you take your money and fuck it up on Birkin bags and other bullshit because you are conditioned by the entertainment industry. Asian motherfuckers don't do that. 23%. I'll show you within the next couple of years, fucking Hispanics and Native Hawaiian and other Pacific Islanders, they're at 18.3%. Only 5% behind you, and they make up a small minority. You are third on that list. and you will be passed up. Now you got Hispanic women who are coming up the ranks who are at 17 and a half, 17.6%. You still think you're the most educated? What have your degrees done for anybody other than your motherfucking self? You are full of shit. That's because you are against your men. Those degrees are meaningless. The money that you bring in, you only funnel it back to other races of people. It's funny how all you motherfuckers go for the same shit. The sisterhood teaches you to do that. Jay Morris, man, I appreciate the $25 sponsorship, man. Salute to you, my brother. Hashtag men first. D-Rock Den, as always, man. I appreciate your sponsorship. Absolutely, man. D-Rock, do you have a wrench? Make sure I have to give my brothers the wrenches. Okay. Damn, my bad, Willie Beam. My bad, man. With the 25 spot, I appreciate it. But I want you to understand something. And I say it again, your women are not your women. These bitches get that money and they shuffle it right back to the other communities, man. You look in the black communities. I made a post on my story today because you guys know I put a lot of stuff on information on my stories because I don't have time to kind of post the shit and dissect it. But look at that Asian motherfucker that's in your community. Look at that Arab who actually is free to use the N-word now behind his big ass bulletproof glass. What's up, my nigga? What's up, my nigga? My nigga? They're sending their children to private schools on your dime in your community. Now, you let a black motherfucker open up a business, convenience store, or any of that bullshit over there, you motherfuckers will be ready to tear that shit apart. You motherfuckers will be asking for something for free. Soon as he doesn't give you a swisher on the house, knowing saying, I'm going to come back and pay you later, you ready to tear his shit down. You ready to burn his shit to the ground because of that conditioning. You go to any fucking shithole in this country where the neighborhood is predominantly black, I will show you an epidemic of fatherless homes. If you don't have the biological father in there, you're going to have some weak-ass beta male simp who decided to take on another man's leftovers, eat another man's vomit. But yet we complain about white supremacy. No one practices white supremacy more than the black female, the vast majority. I'm sorry to put it out there. It ain't the white man holding you back. It's that female. The one that you love so much, the one that you worship, the one that you goddamn, once you get on your feet, you got to take care of this motherfucker. Although they were awarded the same luxury of the same time, more time than you've had on this planet to get it right. But they never can get it right. You are that security blanket. You get mad at me. Trust me, when you want to sit up here and talk about female nature and how women are off code and out of order, man, you got to start with your family. Look at your circumstances from the information that you've acquired over the past 6 months, the past year, the past 2 years I've been on YouTube. And ask yourself, other than yourself, who was responsible for your upbringing? Who brought you up in poverty? Unfortunately, so many young black brothers, as soon as they hit the age of 16, they trying to go to work. Some of them that's younger than that grew up in poverty. At 12, 13 years old, they trying to find some way to make money on the streets to take care of that mother who's made all those fucking terrible decisions. So many brothers, and then these brothers will sit up here and say that black men are protecting. And that's something I'm going to get into. How are you not protecting when everything in your fiber is, I want to do better by my mama. I want to put my mama in a house. I want to do this for my mama. I want to make sure my mama sacrificed all this shit. But we talk about what the mother sacrificed, but who put her in that position? Ask yourself, how many brothers have went to prison defending the honor of a female in their motherfucking family. You know, that sister that called you up when her when Pookie was beating the dog shit out of her and he came over there and he'd have killed this man. Now he in prison the rest of her life. And guess what sister doing? Going on with her life. Maybe the first year or two, she may come drop you off some t-shirts and some boxes or some socks. Maybe put a little bit of money on your book. But after that, you're an afterthought. I told you about my homie. He was downtown one night. And another brother was getting on his old lady's ass. And it was physical. So he jumped his stupid ass in the middle of it. Didn't know if the man had a knife or pistol or nothing. Luckily, he didn't. And he proceeded to whoop the dog shit out of this man. And he was thinking that being that I was being a protector of this female, you know, we're going to get this scumbag out of here. Yeah, okay. When the police showed up, that woman didn't open her motherfucking mouth. She jumped in the ambulance with the same motherfucker that was whooping her ass and left. And the police took my dog to jail. These are things that you witness in real time. We talk about the story in Atlanta where the female was moving in an apartment on the 3rd floor. She didn't call anybody else. She called this guy from her old neighborhood, 64-year-old man, to move furniture to her 3rd floor apartment. And he moved the shit up there. He fucked around and scratched her end table. And she said that I'm not going to pay you. You've moved all this shit upstairs, but I'm not going to pay you because you scratched that end table. And when the old man got upset, what did she do? She called her cousins and her homies to her new apartment, and they beat that 64-year-old man to death. She didn't call those motherfuckers to move her furniture, but she called them to kill this man. These women are not your fucking women. I know I'm going to piss a lot of you guys off. A lot of women are going to be pissed off, but quite frankly, I don't give a fuck. We're going to dissect this shit. Now, let me exit out of here. I got something else I want to show. No, it's not there. Let me exit out of there. I'm going to get to that later. I'm going to get to that later. Oh, shit. Let me go back. The first thing I'm going to get into is about the degree shit, and then I'm going to follow it up with a video about this feminism shit. If y'all brothers up in here, man, like the stream. Like the stream. Appreciate you, man. More cash apps. Brother Reggie, man, I appreciate the 20 piece. For sure, man. Hashtag men first. Salute to you, my brother. If for you brothers that, you know, if you don't mind, you could put your YouTube name in there and I know exactly who I'm dealing with, because goddamn Willie Beeman fucked me up. So anyway, let's carry on here, man, because you know we got time today. We got fucking time today. Okay, saved. All right, this is I'm gonna break this down. I want y'all to hear this broad, and this is about this degrees crap. Let's see, is it up there? Okay, then let's go. Oh shit, my bad, brothers. It's not give me a second. Give me 1 second. Let me pull it up there so I can play it, unmute the shit. All right, here we go.
Bachelor degrees did not become useless until Black and brown people started getting them. Back in the day, if you got a bachelor degree, that meant you can go into a company and be a supervisor or be a manager. Now it's considered entry level, which means the pay is less. So these degrees don't even pay for themselves anymore. The American dream has always been, up until recently, that if you go to school and better yourself, you could live a good life. Now, that piece of paper doesn't even guarantee employment. Tell me I'm wrong.
Meaningless. That fucking degree is meaningless. You can't pass that degree down to your motherfucking kids. That degree doesn't buy you anything. It gives you validation amongst what? Other women, social media. I'm gonna knock this down right quick because I want to talk about something right quick before I get back into this. Let me remove that. Think about the conditioning. You guys know I told you I was building up to this stream because I talked about the shade room and media takeout, how they talk shit about the black community, about black men, how they promote the alternative lifestyle, how they, drive a wedge in between black men and black women, and how 24 million of their followers, they have 24 million followers. I have to honestly believe that nearly all of the 24 million are black people. I rarely see white people comment on that shit. To be honest, there's 41 million black people in this country. Many of them, it would be a lot more, but these hoes like to abort their children, especially by the men that they didn't want to have one by. But if they sexually attracted to them, they don't mind having the baby. That's another topic for another day. What I'm saying is, you look at how they put up their money bag yo, or they put up Quavo, how they buying these women $500,000 cars, how they buying Benz wagons and Range Rovers and Bentleys. Seen Moneybag Yo the other day buying a fucking Bentley. I'm yet to see a video of this bitch he so much as rubbing his motherfucking back. Show us the video of she preparing a fucking meal. Show us a video showing anything that she contributes to this man whatsoever other than opening her motherfucking legs up and laying on her back. And now you dumbass hoes, you buy right into it. You think that you're going to find a man that's going to buy you a $500,000 car. You think you're going to find a man that's going to buy you a $250,000 purse, or a $100,000 purse. You hoes are out of your motherfucking mind. It's not going to happen. You're living in delusion. You're living in a fantasy. Again, I ask, show me videos of these guys. These people are entertainers, and they are simply there to goddamn keep your motherfucking ass dumbed down and delusional. But you can't tell you hoes that. You don't want to hear the fucking truth. The truth of the matter is, this is the God honest truth, and I just broke it down for you in the numbers. You hoes are not the most educated. You're the third most educated women on the planet, and you're being followed closely by other races of women. You hoes lead in STDs. You lead in abortion. You lead in single motherhood. You lead in same-sex relationships. You have the most children by multiple men than any other race. You lead in obesity. You're the least married. You're the first to carry and the last to marry. That is your motherfucking truth. All of a sudden, when you speak that truth, it's the white man's numbers. But when you think the white man's numbers say that you're the most educated, oh, all of a sudden, that's the truth. Bitch, get out of here. Wake your dumb ass up. Black men have been running around this motherfucker. There you go. And the most divorced. Running around this motherfucker, walking on eggshells, too afraid to speak their truth, going above and beyond to prove themselves to these women. And at the end of the day, these women are not on code. These women do not care anything about you. They don't even care anything about their children, man. They don't mind having children without a father in the home, because it gives them some sort of, fulfill some empty void that they have inside. It gives them some sort of relevancy. You're not a good mother. How many black boys that you see out of this bitch but below the age of 10 dressed just like the men that they're attracted to. Huh? Ask yourself. Now I'm gonna bring up some more shit right here. Because I told y'all, man, I don't like to speak it. I like for you guys to see it. And salute to this young sister. This young sister is she brought up a lot of valid points. And we're gonna listen to her. Oh shit. Oh shit, my bad. Let me pause it. I fucked up. Hold on. My bad. Let me back it up. I'm glad I caught that because I thought I had to add to the stream. Let me put it back to the stream. Add the stream. This young sister right here is on TikTok. See, TikTok, some people use it for doing clown shit, like our people like to do. A bunch of goofy shit, even men. But this sister is using it for, to enlighten brothers and sisters. And I salute the sister for it. Let's play this.
Do you know Gloria Steinem? Here, let me give you a hint. So I was reading an online article. So I was reading an online article to which I came across something.
So many of y'all have seen that image. Feminism. Bro, was a CIA agent. Let's continue.
So I was reading an online article to which I came across something that I didn't know about Gloria. It talks about Gloria's new book, My Life on the Road, recounting her life, journeys, and travels, but look at the bottom paragraph. What is often missed or mischaracterized, however, is the work she did as a CIA agent.
Yeah, she was a spook.
Steinem was a spook. Confused, I decided to dig a little deeper. Black feminism, the CIA, and Gloria Steinem. What follows is a fact sheet about Gloria Steinem's operations against the various social and political movements in America, particularly her role in creating a hateful and virulent strain of black feminism that attacks black men while partnering with the white establishment.
These bras been partnering with the white establishment. Many of y'all just didn't see it. See, subconsciously, when you talk about Willie Lynch and all this other bullshit, you got to understand, man, even back in slavery time, how these women, what do you think, when they talk about sip tea, where do you think tea time came from? It was when the black female would actually sit up on the porch with the white master and divulge the morale of the other slaves. Pointing out the ones who was trying to escape or plotting to escape and all this other bullshit. Let's continue.
Steinem first came across the radar of black men when she put a book called Black Macho and the Myth of the Superwoman by Michelle Wallace on the...
Michelle Wallace was a figurehead. She didn't even exist. The person who wrote the book on black feminism, they said was a black woman, did not exist. It was written by this white woman.
Cover of Miss Magazine, to which she controlled. Let's read on. The book was written by a black feminist and activist, quote unquote, named Michelle Wallace, who came out of nowhere. She was in her early...
Oh, see how she broke it down? Came out of nowhere.
20s, yet she was being touted as the leader of black feminism. In the book, Wallace called abolitionists like Harriet Tubman and Sojourner Truth ugly and stupid for supporting black men.
For supporting black men. You see what a divide starts at? Even in its exception, it was a deep-rooted hatred toward black men even at the time because black men didn't have the power of white men, Caucasian men. And you can see that shit going on to this day, even though black men are now building and have, even through all the bullshit that they've been through, dealing with black women, being raised in poverty and in single motherhood, black men have still pulled together to become a large part of the middle class, 65% of black men are now in the middle class. How did that happen? In spite of support of their own women. Let's continue.
She called black revolutionaries chauvinist macho pigs and advised black women to go it alone.
Mm-hmm. So when black men were trying to fight for equality, when black men were trying to fight for their own neighborhoods and bring their people together, they were called misogynist pigs. They implored that black women separate themselves from them. What do you hear on YouTube right now? We're proud bed wenches. Divest from black men. Black men will actually harm you. After all these years, men have taken whelps on their back, went to prison for the honor of the black female. This is what you motherfuckers get in return. I don't preach diversity. I'm just giving you the motherfucking facts. And the facts of the matter is that your women are against you, and they have been against you for quite some time. They are fully indoctrinated in a white woman's plight. Here's something here's the kicker, which you may not believe, but this is a fact. White feminism, in its exception, at its core, started because white women were tired of their white husbands fucking black women. They were tired of the bed wenching with white men. That's how it started. And so really and truly, they outsmarted themselves without even knowing it. Now you seeing white women look at white men as the epitome of masculinity, the epitome of being a provider. You even heard in some of those divestment groups where they say the lowest white man at Burger King has more power and influence than a billionaire, than Robert Smith, than Michael Jordan. Let's continue.
Do it alone? Do it alone? I don't know. But peep what Gloria said. Gloria Steinem said that Wallace's book would define the future of black relationships, and she pushed hard to make sure the book received massive publicity. Define the future of black relationships.
And it did. It did. They bought into it hook, line, and sinker because they was looking for an escape. I've told you before, when they talk about being strong and independent, when they talk about being strong, it doesn't have anything to do with feminine. It takes a strong woman to raise her children in a nuclear environment with a black man or a man at the head. That was a strong woman, a woman who can nurture her children, educate her children. That's a strong woman. When they talk about being independent, they're talking about being independent from you. No, what other independence do they need? They have all the same rights, if not more, than the rights of men who built civilization, who created everything that you use on a daily basis. Who created this goddamn cell phone? Who created this laptop? Who created that camera? Look around the car that you drive, the house that you live in. Huh? It's a power thing. It's a power grab. Let's continue.
What's the bottom line? The bottom line is the so-called black feminist movement was created and manipulated by the CIA from the very beginning. The only difference between black revolutionaries and black feminists on this issue is that black revolutionaries know they were infiltrated and manipulated, but black feminists are still unwilling to admit that they were infiltrated and manipulated, largely.
You hear this, young sister? Salute to the sister, man.
Because they are highly invested in the hateful brand of black feminism. It is now a central part of the culture of black women, and this fact has led to the destruction of the black revolution and the complete distortion of black relationships. And
did y'all hear that? Let's play it back again. It is a huge part of our culture. It's a huge part of our fucking culture.
It is now a central part of the culture of black women, and this fact has led to the destruction of the black revolution and the complete distortion of black relationships. And the CIA had a direct hand in creating this situation. So
but y'all don't see that. Y'all don't see what's really going on. We could talk about how Black Wall Street was destroyed and all this other bullshit. We can name every other point where Caucasian people infiltrated anything that we were trying to build, destroyed anything that we were trying to build, but black women will not admit exactly what's going on right here. Salute to the sister. Let's finish this up.
Woman, Gloria Steinem, your American journalist, feminist, social political activist, and CIA agent, she was used to cause disunity in the black family through the use of feminism. Remember that book we read earlier, the one on the Black Myth by Michelle? She said that would be the future for black relationships. Nothing positive in that book was written about the black men. They were putting them down. So the next time you think about supporting her, ask yourself.
Okay. So you guys seen that. Unfortunately, I mean, it's the damn truth. What's going on, Abdullah? I see you in the building, man. My brother Stan Brock, man, with the 20 piece, man. I appreciate your support, man. Salute to you, man. I hate to dive into this shit, you know, because I don't really like to, I don't preach divisiveness. I just want you to be aware of what you're dealing with. And I don't say all, I really don't, but the vast majority of your women actually practice white supremacy. Anytime she serves you up to that family court system, anytime she calls the fucking police on you for simply wanting to see your kid or something, defending the honor of this broad, moving on with your life, and she makes your shit a living hell. Then sit up there and talk about police brutality, how black men are being killed, you know, unarmed black men are being killed. But as soon as you do something that she doesn't like, as soon as you have some sort of disagreement, who is the first people she called? They run around here talking about defunding the police and all this bullshit, but who are the first people that they call? Ask yourself, man. They say they stand on the front line for black men. The only time you see them on the front line is after a black man has been killed. Although we kill each other at an alarming rate, you never hear them talk about violence in our own community, because most of the violence that comes into our community stems from the fact that they couldn't choose to be a wife before they were a mother. Single motherhood is by far the biggest problem in the black community. The reason you hear people say the black community is doomed per se is because of the simple fact that our women are not on code. Other races can get legislations passed. The most educated women, I might add, Asian women are the most educated. You hoes are not the most educated. Let me look you dead in your fucking eyes. You are not the most educated women on the planet. Stop it with your fucking propaganda. This feminism shit is a lie. You are creating children out of wedlock, and you are depriving your children of a healthy balance. Your degree doesn't get you shit, but except trips to Vegas, cheap ass weave or expensive weave, yellow, green, blonde, blue, long ass nails, maybe a Lexus or a Mercedes, so you can impress other women. It's a reason that you hoes lead in lesbianism, because you look for the approval of other women than you do with your own men. When a man speaks about his preference with a woman, he is shamed for it. When a man wants his woman to be on code, he is shamed for it. I am going to break this fucking shit down. Let's continue. Now I'm going to go over here. I'm going to pull that down. And I'm going to go into something else here. Let me exit out of this shit. Because I'm gonna break down some more shit for you fellas. This will be the last live for a while. I hope you guys are enjoying yourselves. These hoes enjoy getting taken to the stabbing cabin by the degenerates of society. Even your most educated, they love the worst of the worst. And then when they get impregnated by them and they become the people that we already knew they were, it's all of our faults. When in fact, it's not. Think about the 15% that they are getting impregnated by. Think about that 15%. All right. Let me see if I can get this shit up here. I gotta pause it. Okay, then. This brother breaks it down, and this is gonna be the. I got another video after this one, and I would like to break down as well. Oh shit! God damn it, you motherfucker! All right, because these videos are actually a couple of years old, but it's more prevalent and more relevant now more than ever. Screen share, please. Let's go to work. Zoom up.
The fatherless homes. Do you think?
Hold on, let's go.
I want to talk to you about the effects of fatherless homes. Do you think a father missing in the home is a problem? Or do you think it's not? There's a balance. But if the father's missing, I'm going to give you some stats. Not coming from me. I'm going to give them to you. I want to read them to you.
Just a reminder. It's the white man stats when it comes to women. Only when you talk about them being the most educated, which is a lie, then it's a fact. Continue.
63% of youth suicide are from fatherless homes.
63% of youth suicide, fatherless homes. It's over half.
63%. 80% of rapists with anger problems come from fatherless homes. Children with fathers who are involved, check this out, 70% are less likely to drop out of school. 70% of fathers that's involved are less likely to drop out of school. Now look at this.
You think about that. Think about that. You hear Kwame Brown always talk about how black boys are reading on the 3rd and 4th grade reading level. Why is that? Now I salute Kwame. I think that he's trying to put the message out there. We do need more trades in school for brothers like we did years ago. Unfortunately, that may not happen in our current predicament. Now, the alternative lifestyle may get it, but no. You think about that. It's a reason for that. Children are being deprived of a healthy balance, but all of a sudden, it's always the black man's fault. The absent father is always blamed for the detriment of the child. If the child go to prison, if the child goes to prison and he's unproductive, he fucked up, it's because he didn't have a father. But let this motherfucker be the exception to the rule. Let him go to the NBA. Let him go to the NFL. The first fucking thing you see is that black mammy sitting up that bitch taking all the glory. And normally them motherfuckers, even though they get that money, they are effeminate males. They will trick all that money off buying bullshit for women that don't even deserve a wooden nickel. Y'all don't hear me. Y'all do not fucking hear me. Shout out to you, brother Zeke. Once again with the 10 spot. I appreciate you, my brother. Hashtag men first. Let's continue.
This one. 75% of all adolescent patients in chemical abuse centers are from fatherless homes. 75%. Hold on to your hat. I got some more. I know you're sweating right now because you don't want to hear these, but I'm going to give them to you. Mm-hmm. Daughters of single parents without a father involved are 53% more likely to marry as teenagers. Mm-hmm. 711%. That's right. Look at it.
Break it down. Stop it. 711% more likely to have children as teenagers. How often do we see this shit right now, brothers? It's hard to date a woman under the age of 23 that doesn't already have a motherfucking child. I told y'all before, and I know a lot of y'all was pissed off at me. That should already be a disqualifying factor. Once you find out a woman has not been raised in a productive home until she earns her position wholeheartedly, don't invest nothing into her. She can hit you with the bait and switch and act like she is, good with you. But once you elevate that woman's life, she's going to discard you. She's going to start disrespecting you. I'm telling you now. I'm telling you. Let's continue.
711% are more likely to have children as teenagers, and 164% more likely to have
premarital sex. That's something you don't talk about either. Women with a bunch of sexual partners been on the carousel, it destroys their ability to pair bond with one man. Why do you think women hide their sexual history so much? They try to pretend like it doesn't equate to their value, but it does. It does. What woman gonna sit out here and be proud, be a proud carousel rider? You sit up here and you seen the video where I broke it down with the fucking judge. Oh, I was dating many guys and I just knew what I was looking for, but you was out here fucking all the other motherfuckers. And you expect a man to come in and invest everything into you being what you call a provider, a protector. You hoes don't know what a provider and a protector means. You don't even know the value of your own femininity. This is why you behave like you do, because you don't have a father to teach you the value of your own femininity. You don't know what masculinity is because you haven't been around a man to show you. You witnessed your mother go through several different men. And that one that she was in a relationship for maybe 2 years at the most, you look at him as your father or your stepfather, even though that was 20 years ago. That's the only representation of masculinity that you ever had in your motherfucking life. And now you've reduced masculinity to what he can provide for you. What I can do, what he can do for me. Oh, if he ain't got the bag, if he ain't got this, what about structure? What about order? What about integrity? What about discipline? Huh? What about vision? The most important thing you need to have as a man. You hoes lack vision. That's why you go get these blind degrees that are meaningless. Your strength lies in the ability to pair bond with a man and create and build families. Let's continue.
A premarital relationship, and 92% more likely to get divorced even if they do get married.
The stats are there. 92% more likely to get divorced. We know across the board, 80% of marriages are initiated by the woman, but it boils back to that ability to pair bond, premarital sex. And what did I just tell you a minute ago? You could come in and get hit with the bait and switch. Yeah, you think you got you a diamond, but really in reality, you have a turd that's been spray painted with gold spray paint. And when you pick up that golden nugget and you squeeze it just a little bit, which means you get into a tight jam, and you're gonna see the shit. You're gonna smell it. She's gonna be ready to monkey branch. She doesn't respect masculinity. She can't resonate with the plights of men. Let's continue.
90% of homeless and runaway children are from fatherless homes.
How many of y'all motherfuckers actually did everything you could to get out the fucking house because of so much dysfunction? I told y'all, man, I reap for the next generation of children who look for that picture book, that family photo book, where they can actually look through there and see, learn their lineage. Oh, that's grandfather Jesse. Oh, that's great grandfather Roosevelt. That's Auntie Wanda. That's this and that. No more picture books. Social media. Well, you're going to see grandma busting it wide open on TikTok or Instagram. These hoes are so delusional, they don't even know, they're not even in tune with their own mortality until it's too late. And then they go to scratching and shit. But then them same motherfuckers that biological clock start ticking or they're over the hill, these are the same motherfuckers that have come back and tell young black women to hate black men. Yeah. You had every opportunity in the world to get with a productive man, but you couldn't do that. Let's continue.
Is that enough to make you up? I'm not through yet. 71% of pregnant teenagers lack a father. Did you hear that? 71%.
These numbers are astronomical. This is not no new information. This is actually it's been out there.
Of pregnancies are from fatherless homes. Do you think not having a father in the home affects our next generation?
Of course it does.
But they don't hesitate.
Okay, of course it does. And it's going to be something else too. This is going to be another one that I break down. don't make these numbers up, gentlemen. Most of your women are off code and out of order. Y'all give me a second here. Give me 1 second. I got to fix something. Okay, I'm back. My bad. So, I bring this stuff up for a reason, man. Because many of you brothers put yourself in compromising position by believing that, there is hope out there. And for some, there is. But you got to think that what you call your women outnumber you by 2 million. Yet you are married more than they are. The numbers have came out to show that these women are not just the deadbeat is not even the representation of black men anymore. Okay? But they want you to buy into that shit because they want you to keep clamoring and crawling and breaking your fucking back to be with them. Because deep down inside, they still believe that there's some sort of fucking queens. That is a term that needs to be eradicated. And I'm going to break that shit down too. I got to pull that shit up. Queens of what? You are queens of exactly what I said you were. Single motherhood. Multiple children by multiple men. STDs, abortions. First to carry, last to marry. You're not the most educated. What are you queens of exactly? Lesbianism? Homosexuality? You're not a queen without a king. And I'm sick of the lies. I'm sick of the fucking lies. You can say bashing. You can say what? Bitch, the truth is not bashing. The truth is the truth. The truth will always be the motherfucking truth, whether you like it or not. And it's high time that most men call this shit to task. Every time you see some dysfunctional bullshit anywhere, it's got to be you hoes busting windows out of cars, fighting, pulling each other's fucking fake ass hair out, bat wings on your fucking eyes, a bunch of clown makeup, flying over here to Brazil. You trying to keep up with these white motherfuckers. Paris Milan, bitch, I'm going to tell you something. You, I don't normally like to say people's name on my damn channel, but you talk all this victimhood shit and how to be against black men. Why in the fuck are you bleaching your fucking skin, bitch? I'm yet to fathom, get it right. Why in the fuck are you bleaching your motherfucking skin and telling black women to be against black men? Huh? You go into these fucking channels, man. These broads have over 300,000 subscribers, 100,000 subscribers, and they sit up there calling themselves proud bed wenches. They sit up and talk about how black men ain't shit, but then that's a lie in itself. They never show you any numbers. They never show you any stats or facts to back it up. All they do is run their mouth with their hatreds of black men. The Black Man Haters Club. The Man Haters Club. You notice, I've said it before, you go to these femininity channels. Well, these black women are always coaching femininity. Talking about femininity. Being submissive, being subservient. They wear their natural hair. They wear nice little dresses and shit. No weave, no pink hair, no none of that shit. And every last one of them are swirlers. And I ain't talking, because see, your requirement as a black man, you got to be physically fit. You got to make $100,000 a year. You got to be over 6 foot. You got to have a 12-inch shoe. A 12-inch shoe. You got to drive a Mercedes. You got to have your own shit. You got to have all these requirements. Meanwhile, these same femininity bitches are dealing with bottom shelf brads. Motherfuckers that when you go on your job, you're their supervisor. I'm serious. Women are not your women. They are not. And the vast majority of them literally think that they're better than you. They may have a degree making $50,000, $55,000 a year. You could be bringing in $125,000 a year, and them hoes will still think that they're better than you. Because they think that white man wants to be with them. But we don't see you getting married in droves, Hope. We see you bed wenching with bottom shelf Brad. And even they acknowledge that what you think is your level up is their level down. Name any of the relationships that actually work where he makes more money than she does. Gary Owen. Name a relationship where that white man was bringing in more than she was, that it actually worked out in the end. Robert De Niro. You hoes hate black men. And that is the bottom line. And at the end of the day, by all means, divest. Black men can have pretty much any woman on the spectrum, to be honest. A lot of black men choose, a lot of other races of women choose strong black men because you hoes don't know how to choose strong black men. You like to choose the same degenerates that you raise. Shout out to Professor Black Truth. Fair use on this. I'm going to show y'all a video that he did nearly 2 years ago. And many people didn't pay attention to it. Many of y'all didn't pay attention to Professor Black Truth when he dropped this video, but we're going to dissect it. Shout out to you, brother. Fair use, of course. Let's dive into this shit.
But they don't hesitate to use stereotypes at every turn. Can you think of any group whose leaders do that? You say you're strong and independent, but the sad truth is what you are is in denial. You told the world the reason Black America's in the shape it's in is because the black man's not there. But who ran him off? You did. And who keeps choosing losers who won't stay? You do. And who's been raising these no good black men the last 40 years? You have. I look at
This is school. Classes in session, fella. Y'all don't mind. Y'all can hit the cash app. Show me some love, goddammit. I can use some love. That's the only support I got. Fucking battery about to run low on here. What's going on, Andre? Oh, B1 Brigade. How can you be B1 raising a white man's children? When did you become B1? Before or after you were having children by that white man? Let's go.
The enormous number of children being raised by single mothers. And there's no denying most of today's black women are egotistical children who simply refuse to take the first and most important step in adulthood, accepting responsibility for one's decisions.
You will never hear a black woman take accountability for her own decisions, ever. Ever. Look at the failed relationships. You will never hear it. Let's continue.
It is simply impossible to get a black woman to take responsibility for anything. She chooses bad men? Well, it's because they're all bad. She has kids out of wedlock? Well, he should have brought protection. She can't find a decent man? He's intimidated by strong women.
What I tell y'all about that strong shit? They don't want a decent man until they've made every mistake under the sun. After they've had Pookie's kids, maybe Tyrone Thunder Sloan's kids. Now they're going to come back and ask you to accept them as they are. Take on another man's leftovers. And if you don't take on another man's DNA lineage and raise that child, then that makes you weak. Only a strong man can handle me and my bad attitude and my bad ass kids. Only a strong man. But where that is a liability. Where is the reward in your decision to take on such a responsibility, such a role? If a man can even fix his mouth to say that he doesn't want a woman with children, or a woman with children by multiple men, then that's a problem. It makes you weak. You see the logic in this bullshit? It doesn't make any sense at all, because you're dealing with illogical beings. You're dealing with children. Let's continue.
Dodging responsibility may make you feel better, but has it solved any of the problems? Because the common denominator in our problems comes back to the home. And who has been running the home? You have. Black America has taken on the characteristics of an immature woman. Indecisive, bitchy, petty as hell, and always making excuses for why things are so bad.
You see that? Emasculating black men. You see more young brothers out this bitch acting like women now more than ever, even on YouTube, even amongst some content creators. Over emotional. You can't even have a healthy conversation. You can't even have a healthy dialogue amongst brothers anymore. Because motherfuckers quick to get in their goddamn feelings about nothing. Instead of galvanizing and working together, that's a problem. What's going on, Brother Alexander? Man, I appreciate the fire spot, man. Salute to you, my brother.
You're strong and independent, but apparently you're not strong enough to raise a responsible child, and not independent enough to find a good man. Though that doesn't seem to be a problem for white women. Black men are starting to decide to opt out on black women, and that's a major shame in and of itself. The black woman is the mother of humanity.
You notice most of them, when they get with them white women and shit, they successful brothers, because see, upwardly mobile, productive black man is considered a lame. Yeah, it boils back to when I talk about glorifying degeneracy. A decent black man is simply not a black woman's preference until she's had children by degenerate men, or she's been on the carousel with a bunch of degenerate men. Now she's looking for a black man. Now she's looking for a decent black man. But in the beginning, just like any of these brothers, when they're chasing their dream, trying to chase their vision and shit, oh, they're lame. Let's continue.
But any man who can get a non-black woman does. Why is this? We need to look at it. They can't handle a strong woman. They want somebody gonna be a doormat. Oh, really? Let's take a look at the women these black men are choosing, and then take a look at who the black women choose for men, and we'll see who's getting walked on and who's not. White women are snatching up the good black men, and they are making happy lives together. Almost without exception, when a white woman gets with a black man, he isn't on drugs, he's respectful of her, he's accomplished, and he's loyal. They don't have children until after they're married.
You see how he's breaking it down? I want y'all to listen, man. Class is in session. Shout out to brother Professor Black Truth. Break it down.
In other words, white women want a man. Not a little boy they have to bail out of jail and argue with his ex-girlfriends.
Where have you seen this before? Other races of women want a man that's actually building, and then they turn around and say that we're not building. Men are not building. Black men are building. That's a lie. It's all a lie. It's propaganda. And a lot of brothers buy into this shit until they beating themselves up inside, because you still are conditioned. You still believe that woman means you well, and she's not your woman. How many of them there, because of your growth and potential, or how many of them are simply there to take advantage of you after you've reached your full potential? Are you still growing and still trying to get to your fullest potential? Ask yourself, how many of them contribute anything other than a bad attitude? Maybe some badass kids, a bad credit score. But yet they talk about divesting. You got your degree and now you want to divest, but bitch, you still got all that student loan debt. Your net worth is $5. Let's continue.
But the white woman is the doormat. You, on the other hand, have a series of losers working on their second or third strike. You think with your crotch, so when a man comes around, your first priority is getting yourself some thug loving. You and your male figure constantly fight. He has more ex-fiancés than he has fingers, and he hasn't had a job since you met him. He leaves you with kids, no child support, and no other man willing to take you. And you seek out this kind of treatment your entire lives. This isn't some bolt of lightning that hits you out of the blue. This is something you went out to find, and you were not satisfied until you found it. This is black female culture. But you
ass. All they have to offer. You like a, you motherfuckers, this is part of the reason they get that fake ass. And the thing is about it, they don't mind sharing men. They always act like they got this high moral standing, but when it comes to men or whatever, these hoes don't mind sharing a man. As long as he got the bag. And he don't necessarily have to trick off the bag on her. He ain't got to really do shit. Just the clout that comes behind this man having the bag is enough for her. But you, upwardly mobile, decent black man who was just trying to get it out the trenches, no, it doesn't apply to you. No, you have to prove yourself worthy of that ass. And in reality, that ass means nothing more than she can shit. That's all that fat ass means, is that she can shit and she can fart. That's it. Can that ass boil a hot dog? Can that ass vacuum? Can that ass balance a checkbook? Can that ass actually work for you? Well, maybe for some of y'all that's with the P, I mean, to each his own. I'm talking about a woman that you are in an exclusive relationship with. Are you trying to be? You're fighting tooth and nail to be in an exclusive relationship with this woman. What exactly is she bringing to your program other than that ass? These hoes are conditioned by the entertainment industry. When they see Moneybagg Yo buy $500,000 car for a bitch, they figure every man is supposed to do that. Again, I ask you, show me a video of this man getting a back rub or a foot massage by this bitch. Show us this bitch cooking this man a full course meal for that $500,000 car. Let's continue.
You say it's the white woman who's the doormat. The black man finds happiness with a white woman, and you're quick to remind him that lynchings often involved an accusation of rape or even something as petty as disrespect shown against a white woman. But you make up interracial fantasies about him.
You see that shit? Now you look at a lot of these television shows, man. That's written by mostly black women. Most of them, lesbian women as well, pushing more divisiveness. Look at that shit right there. They was glorifying that same bitch Kerry Washington on that show with the president. That other one, what her name is? Can't remember her goddamn name, but she looked like a goddamn man. Oh, I can't remember that motherfucking name. Start with an L or something. But anyway, she do it too.
Imaginary white men who can't wait to sleep with you. And on the few occasions when you do find some weirdo looking for a booty call,
some weirdo looking for a booty call, and they parade that motherfucker around. His requirement is only that he has that skin color. He got to have nothing else. But not for you, brothers. You got to have everything. It's all about what you bring to the table. What is their table? We've discussed that. Let's go.
Suddenly stuff the attitude. No back talk, no acting out, no arguing for the sake.
Robert De Niro. You see what happened with that motherfucker then? Robert De Niro left her. Now keep in mind, Robert De Niro is upward of 80 years old. He left her for 40-something young, much younger than him, half his age, white woman. Yeah, he left her and she losing her shit. That motherfucker right there is losing her shit. He left her ass. At 80 years old, he couldn't deal with her ass no fucking more. He left her once before and then he come back, which was a foolish on his part, but he didn't want to deal with her ass no more. The man invested upwards of fucking like $40 million into a business that she fucked up. There are consumers. They don't build shit. So when you ask them about building anything and you say, what are you contributing to the black community? We ain't got to contribute that to the black community. That's the man's role. But you're producing children, aren't you? If you have nothing, if you don't feel you need to contribute anything to the black community, stop having children. Particularly out of wedlock children, you dumb bitch. Let's continue.
Sake of arguing, with a white man, you are on your best behavior. Whatever happened to strong and independent? Because I thought you were the ones who said that same white man raped you during slavery, turned you into a broodmare whose only purpose was to pop out more kids, only to see that white man you say you want so much sell them at auction. And for that white man to tell the world you were a Jezebel and a whore by nature. Yes, that was you who said those things. Your reputation as a hot-in-the-pants mammy was created by white men, and even the rappers who perpetuate that stereotype work for record labels owned by the descendants of those same white men. Oh, but the black man is the slave.
Y'all hear that, don't you? Y'all, after I'm done, I'll leave it in the description. Go check out this video, Profound.
The punchline to
this video is nearly 2 years old, and people looked over it. They didn't even pay attention to this video, and this shit is profound right now. It was way ahead of its time.
This joke is that these same black women.
Notice that same bro, that same white bitch we was talking about. The CIA agent who infiltrated black women, the black feminist movement, and turned it into what we know it is today, Gloria Steinem, that's her. Let's continue.
Men have been threatening to date outside the race for 40 years. When asked why this exodus hasn't occurred, they chalk it up to loyalty to the race.
You see that? When white men aren't choosing to marry them in droves, they turn around and say that because they're the most race loyal. Get the fuck out of here. You hoes been bed wenches since forever, man. You just fulfill some Zanny's fantasy. Man don't want you. You are the least desired, and the numbers prove it. Every time you bring up some serious facts, empirical data, it got to be some way that you try to deflect. And that's the way you deflect. That man don't want you. They ain't choosing you. And when you get in the bottom of the barrel, that's because you hate black men. You always have.
You got a damn funny way of showing it. Stop me if you've heard this one before. You're at the McDonald's or the mall. Some black woman sits down next to you or near you. She has her cell phone glued to her hand, and she's in a loud conversation with, you guessed it, the baby daddy. Before long, she asks, when you gonna come by and see your son? She doesn't even bother to ask when he's going to come see her. She already knows. He hit it and quit it. But she was willing to do anything to keep him, including bringing a new life into this world that she didn't give a damn about.
Like I've told you, they invest everything into degenerate men, their youth, their fertility, their beauty, and they turn around and expect a decent, upwardly mobile man to come in and invest everything into her, buy her designer, put her in a fucking $500,000 house, all that dumb shit. Delusion. And many of these women do have degrees now. That meaningless piece of paper that they equate to their value. Let's continue.
But will now be connected to until the day she dies. And we all know that's why we have so many illegitimate births. Black women are so self-centered, they look at these priceless children as nothing more than anchor babies, meant to keep men around who aren't worth 2 cents. That alone tells you what the black woman has degenerated into. And that's why black women so frequently mistreat their children. The children are reminders of the men that they wanted.
Did y'all hear that? Shout out to Brother Carter, man. I appreciate the 10 spot, brother. Mr. Lawrence, man, good to see you in the building. Salute to you, my brother, with the 5-piece. I've been telling y'all for years, man. I could never articulate this as well as the professor here, but I'm telling you some real shit, man. It all boils back to the hatred. The reason your mother treated you so poorly, the reason that she talked to you like shit, oh, you're just like your daddy. You would hope to be just like your father in a lot of instances. Because you wouldn't put up with that bullshit. Many of y'all haven't even witnessed the influx of fucking violent cases of young men becoming violent toward their mother. Especially those who are raised in single mother-led households. Because deep down, that masculinity is still there somewhere. And they know that everything that they're being conditioned to believe, everything that they're indoctrinated with is wrong. Am I for violence against anyone? Absolutely not. But at the end of the day, this is what you're dealing with. It boils back to what Fantastic said last night and what I always say, man. No freedom has been acquired without any bloodshed.
And the babies that they didn't want in the first place. Now think about this. 70% of black children are born out of wedlock. 70%. You still want to tell me this isn't a black female problem? Black women have become ghetto schemers by and large, using tricks to get a man and more tricks to keep him. This is why black men can date out of the race and black women can't. And if black women are held in such high regard, why is it that the black man who some poor stupid fool recently wanted to characterize as the bottom of the totem pole now stands at the apex of world power? There were plenty of black women on the presidential ballot, and there have been for years, and even white women. But society saw something in the properly educated black man that they never saw in any strong, independent black woman.
I'm not a Obama supporter. You guys know where I stand on that. The Democratic Party loves to incentivize single motherhood. You see that with the fucking these fucking whatever the fuck they wanted to call it when they was giving out this money, $3,000 a child, $1,500 a child. It's to the point now motherfuckers don't even want to go back to work. But gas prices, the productive people in this country, working class people, are punished anytime you got a Democratic president in office. Look at gas prices. Look at everything. High as a motherfucker. It's hard to get anybody to go to work anywhere. Giving them all kind of money for unemployment and bullshit like that. Makes it hard to build your own when everybody's just handing you just enough to keep you around, huh? Sounds like modern day breadcrumbing to me, huh? Salute to your sister Gail. I appreciate that. I appreciate the sponsorship. But let us continue.
Your ego has driven you to madness. You don't want advancement anymore. You just want praise, whether it's deserved or not.
Praise. Remember what I said about that athlete? Once he's drafted, fuck the 4 other kids that's in prison. That one productive one that made it to be a professional athlete. That same fucking mammy will sit up there and want all the fucking glory. They shove a mic in her face. No father in sight. one productive child out of 5, the other 4 in and out of prison, you failed. But that same emasculated simp fucking son that you raised, oh, he's going to spend millions on you. He's going to talk about what you sacrificed for him. But you really didn't sacrifice anything. You really just tried to take care of your responsibilities. But you couldn't even do that. If that kid was smart enough and if he could think like a goddamn man, he would realize that you were a failure and you really was fucking over him, to be honest. You conditioned him to be the next generation of simps. And this is why we can never get ahead. All them fucking NBA players, all them NFL players, they would not start their own league. I wonder why. Because that mama is the right hand of white supremacy. That mama conditioned the next generation of fucking hotel wannabe simps. Point out the lie.
You don't have authority, so you go looking for petty power, bully power, the kind that can only be enforced if the man allows himself to fall into arenas where the law, or in this case, the website administrators, can be made to do what you want. And when he doesn't...
You notice how shit like my shit get shadow banned and want to be shut down? Meanwhile, you can have a woman sit up there and call you beta male coons and dusties all fucking day, call you monkeys. Not a flag in sight. Its channel still monetized. It's all a part of the agenda. And as long as people support them, long as, the upper entities, these corporate entities support this message of divisiveness, we're going to continue to be in bad shape. The only way we're going to get through this shit is actually galvanizing. This is why for you brothers that has YouTube channels, share the shit. If you got Facebook pages, if you got Instagram pages, share the information. It may not make an effect on 10 people, 20 people, but it may just reach that one. And sometimes that's all you need.
Go for your power tripping games. When he takes his balls and goes home, you cry no fair and bitch and complain that they can't handle a strong woman. That's why you spend so much time talking about why you're single and your illegitimate children. Marriage and the home were supposed to be your arenas by now, where you were going to be in charge. Instead, you outsmarted yourselves. Black men are airing the dirty laundry, and the best you can do is tell the world more ridiculous lies. We're going to go and get white men. People love black women. We're the hottest thing going. Well, let's look at the numbers and see if that's true.
Oh, numbers. Here go more numbers. If it don't benefit you, it's the white man's numbers. But if it benefits you, it's facts. Okay.
Blacks only make up 6% of business owners. That's probably why 15% of blacks are unemployed.
Those numbers have increased, I'd like to add. Like I said, this video is old.
More if you count those underemployed. Black children drop out of school at a rate of 50%. 70% of black women are single. Not surprisingly, 70%.
That's nearly 80% now.
Of black births are out of wedlock.
That's nearly 80% as well.
And these black children...
Things are getting progressively worse, gentlemen. I've told you that.
Children go on to make up 45% of all state and federal prisoners. These statistics all have one thing in common. The strong, independent black woman who has been running the black home into the ground. You know, when you're 70th in this percentile and 50th in that one, you look kind of stupid waving the big foam rubber we're number one finger.
That's why a lot of these other races of women actually look at it, not only the black community, but black women as a fucking joke. When you off cold with your men, like other races of women know that they need their men. No, you hoes say that you don't need a man. And you take pride in that. But you turn around and blame all the dysfunction and the chaos on black men.
The world is moving forward, and as it stands, the strong, independent black woman is getting left behind because she's not strong or independent. She's a pathetic child who demands to be told she's great because the only thing she has is ego. What makes this truly sad is that the black woman is the mother of humanity. There was a time when her greatest virtue was internal strength, not external belligerence. She was respected back then.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm done with that. Yeah, they were respected. But now, when you turn on Instagram or social media, all you see is ass and talking about how they don't need a man, and they actually talk shit about man. Stay out of woman's business. They go another man in woman's business. You hoes have been bashing black men for upward of the past 50 years in the public spotlight. Humiliating your own men, but basically talking about the same men that has rejected you. The same men who you have created. Understand something, gentlemen. The vast majority of these women are agents. They are the right hand of what you would like to call white supremacy. I know a lot of y'all don't like to hear it, but it's the truth. Why you think they find something different to complain about? Colorism. The same ones complain about colorism. As soon as she got with a light-skinned man, she disappeared. She disappeared. She got what she wanted. Most of these motherfuckers, just like the effeminate male, all they really want is a goddamn hug. All they wanted was a motherfucking hug. Big Rich had to hide somebody. I would love to see what that motherfucker said. I have to see what he said. I don't think Big Rich, you shouldn't have hit him for that, man. I don't think it was nothing too bad with that. We ain't gonna hide him for that one. I thought he was being belligerent. You can time him out, but don't hide him. I'm serious, man. These motherfuckers, they prove to you every day that they are not for you. They care nothing about the community. They care nothing about building anything. I don't like to say all, but when you're talking about the vast majority, particularly when it comes to black women, they are all. If you're sitting up here saying I'm lying, then point out the lie. If you call it bashing, show me where it isn't any truth into what I'm saying. I myself have been with my woman well over 20 years. We have raised our children. I have raised productive black women. My oldest is 24 years old right now, and I'm not a grandfather for a reason. You understand what I'm saying? They have their ambitions. I can't control them once they're grown and of adult age, but they haven't disappointed me. Because I always told them motherfuckers, if you're going to create a goddamn child in this world, if you're going to bring a child to this fucking house, you better make damn sure you bring a husband along with that fucking child. My daughters don't complain about the pickings. They don't talk about the pickings of Slim. They don't talk about any of that. They only talk about seeking a man that's in the reflection of their fathers. And I respect them for that. I'm gonna pull up something else right quick, and then I'll drop the link to the video for you fellas that was just asking for it. Hold on, copy link. I'll drop the link in the chat. Y'all go check that shit out. But yeah, that's Professor Black Truth channel, man. But yeah, man. So you gotta think when you out here being productive. You're being a productive man. You raise your children, or a woman that wants to be a productive female to a man. She's actually shamed for it. She's called a pick-me. Pick-misha. These hoes have no clue what real masculinity is. They actually shame their own biological design. Now, I'm gonna show y'all a picture. You know I like to show my family, man. For you guys that have been subscribed to me for a long time, I always show my family. I'm proud of my goddamn family. I'm proud of my woman. We are in our 40s now. We have raised 6 children. And my children behave on code. Only one of them actually have a social media. Believe it or not. They believe in building as well as I do. That's a picture my old lady and I took yesterday. Can't really zoom in on it. But, you know, you can tell by the people that view your shit. They see you and they don't like it. But several people liked it. But for the most part, misery enjoys the luxury of company. And when you talk about productive black families and a woman being in her natural role and a man being in his natural role and coming together, understanding the greater good, man, being productive, that shit is shamed. I talked with my old lady yesterday, and we were talking about best friends and stuff. She was like, you know, I am her best friend. Take it for what it is, but at the end of the day, man, most of her friends, she mentioned it because she said most of the friends that she considered best friends are all married, and their husbands are their best friends. See, women who believe in preserving their youth, you see my woman over 40 years old, she's still beautiful, keeps herself in great shape, still runs my bath. Over 20 years, my bath water still ran, my shoes are taken off, my back is rubbed, my food is prepped. And the things that I've instilled in my family, within my household, she knows that it's hard to find out there. Being a man's man is necessary. But for so many brothers, they often equate that to it's your fault some reason you can't find a decent woman. You need to stop taking on that responsibility. These women are off code and out of order, man. The vast majority of them. There's no such thing as the perfect relationship, gentlemen. It's not going to happen. But at the end of the day, have the intangibles. Be good with your hands. Have structure, order, discipline, character, integrity, a vision. Then the likelihood of you going through a lot of bullshit with women or even interacting with a lot of these women, it won't happen. Because you will view a bitch that's on social media with her ass on a sink as beneath you. When you're the man you're supposed to be, your values tend to increase. Your value increase. Your standards increase. You believe there's something better out there, and there always is. Although I consider myself, I guess, pro-black, I am man first. I'm a man. If I was an Asian man, a goddamn Hispanic man, or white man, whatever man I was other than what I am, I will still be a man first. And whatever is best for you, whatever fits your standards, whoever buys into your program and invests in you building, investing in your vision wholeheartedly, you'll be a fool not to lock that down, gentlemen. With that being said, Sister Gail, I appreciate you. Brother Greathouse, man. Oh, shit, my bad. Boris at best. I appreciate the $20 sponsorship, my brother. Hashtag men first. Like I said before, brothers, this is my last live for probably about 3 weeks, maybe more. But I will be dropping the content. We will be getting the content out here, man. I just won't be, doing as many lives for the next few weeks, but I will be back. I always come back, brothers. I appreciate y'all for tuning in tonight. Oh, shit. God damn it. I'm fucking up again. I always fuck up when I try to get out of here. Boy, I be saying some real shit, then I just go to fucking up. Oh, man. So I had it right on time, too. Yeah, man. But again, I say, man, as I always said, theatricality and deception are powerful agents to the uninitiated. But we are the initiated. We are men first. I appreciate y'all, fellas, man. Y'all have a good night. God damn it. Fuck that up.